Talofa lava. Greetings and hello to you all. Welcome to this podcast titled SAMOA Matters. My name is Leuluai Tumua LV Letalu. Leuluai Tumua is a chiefly or Matai title from the village of Salaumua, and Letalu is my family name from the village of Lalomanu. Both Lalomanu and Salaumua are two leading villages in the same district of Alipata, which is on the easternmost coast of the island of Upolu. Alipata is more commonly known, especially in Samoa, as the Awhiuanga o Ila o Matua, or the residential district of the holders of two of the more prominent and paramount chiefly titles in Samoa's history, namely Fuatanga in Lalomanu and Tafua in Salaumua. Veil nei teimi whaatalofa ma whawhelo atu Samoa atoa po Faalavelave tū po le tawhal ki lope o maumali nei po kalama. E whaatalo atu I o tū pa ia le popo ma pae le solo mai lava I malaitele na ma ape tō whinga se e pa ia le luoloto le te ulo na whanua na te wilo I malo. Samoa te le toi awa wina whaia I vilasi o pa ia awa le me moni. Ia ele ai ele toi tau au whangaina la au umana tātulanga. Ele toi tau whala e fwele ma o Sofia ale tau teino whawaa I o mamalu ma pa ia. Ai la fwea le usonga la tu mata whaioi ma la tu whatua I tausi o pa ia. Whatala whatfoi, le o whaingaronga tofi le tua, lo tu ainga salivi, e lo tu whaanono manu, ma lo tu whaatuna paulia ia wasa moa masona manuia. Ia, tei nane fwoi lo tu lofi mai moa whafonga, sa moa talofa soi fua manuia. E mana muia fwoi lo tapua inga wai le siri lava le tapuai. Ai, se tau si ma whaatau mo awa le vaa o le tamalo le pata. Tamalo matamtangi, wa se ai mo la tau o le a mai mo ina le lava po kalama. Ai mai se lava, ia tūpulanga talavou, tūpulanga malaulau, ai mai se la tau o lo mo ia tunu I whafo e peo la tau ia o lo o avatu le whamo mua le po kalama, ai SAMOA Matters, ia ai Samoa le whapito manu ia tasi, whapea fo I tūpulanga, talavou tūpulanga, lalovo asi o tātou tunu pele I Samoa. Now, SAMOA Matters is intended mainly, but not exclusively, for the members of the Samoan diaspora, as well as for those with personal or vested interest in things about Samoa. It has been my experience with members of the Samoan diaspora online and elsewhere that they do have a lot of questions about Samoa, about the culture, the language, social-political issues, history, and even music. They often ask what a popular Samoan song is about. And so those have been the sources for inspiration behind this podcast. I will be using both Samoan and English, or Samlish, if I can use that portmanteau. Perhaps more English, understandably because of the target audience. However, there will be one or two segments in each video in which I will be using mostly Samoan. A brief bio about myself. I was born and raised in Samoa. I grew up in the proverbial Kua or Tua area, which is what the townspeople used to refer to the backcountry or the village areas, or the boondocks, if you will. Kuapeki, Kuabaka. So Kua seems a euphemism for a veiled insult. But then I'm talking about years ago, while I was growing up. And I doubt, and I hope it's still not being used today, especially in that context, since honestly, Kua is now the place to be in Samoa. It's where you find all the beautiful resorts, white sandy beaches, beach falas. What's ironic, though, is that many of these same townspeople now spend their weekends and leisure time in Kua, enjoying those offerings and amenities. And so, having been born and raised in Kua myself, when it comes to the many of the traditional and cultural mainstays of a typical Samoan village life, such as cooking using the traditional methods of whaiumu whaisaka, or whaimaumanga, taro planting, whapaukoko, roasting cocoa beans, whaisalimaka, harvesting coconuts for making kapra, I would proudly say, and using the cliche, hey, been there, done that, or done those. In other words, I know what I will be talking about, mostly from first-hand experience. I've lived it, loved it, and now I'll share it. Leuluai Tumua is a Samoa Mao ia Maui, incidentally, is a cognate of Maoli in Hawaiian, Maohi in Tahitian, and Maori in New Zealand. They all mean the same thing: true, native, genuine, usual, ordinary. And that represents one of the many aspects of the Samoan language that will be part of Samoa Matters. And so in the ensuing years, I attended and graduated from university in America. Our first topic is about the meaning of the word that describes a common practice and custom among the Samoans. I am going to parse or analyze the word and then make the connection to the actual custom. And that word is, I'm sure you're familiar with it, Faalavelave. Please pardon my simple writing and visual aid. My whiteboard. Call me old school. Could be from my Kwa upbringing, but I am very comfortable using a whiteboard, especially when doing a presentation. Okay, so what is Faalavelave? It has different meanings, several meanings, yet they're all similar, even in different connotations, nuances, and context. Its most basic meaning is trouble or problem, accident, impediment. You may have heard the familiar song whose lyrics are comprised of translations of some common Samoan words and phrases that goes like this. Savalivali means go for a walk. Tautalatala means too much talk. Telofayate oe means I love you. Take it easy, faile mu. Faalavelave is also in the song, translated as much trouble. Much trouble means faalavelave. Similar connotations include being a nuisance. If someone keeps bothering you while you're trying to concentrate on something, you would tell that person, so yeah, te faalavelave, stop bothering me or stop troubling me. Another more common meaning of faalavelave is an automobile accident, but mostly, if not only, in Samoa, Australia, and New Zealand. A more specific description is faalavelave tautavale, or accident involving cars. Samoans in America, on the other hand, would have a different word for it. It's esikengi, which is a transliteration of accident. Now, why the difference? I'll be discussing that in another video. It has to do with the language trends and patterns, especially among the Samoan expatriate communities. Now, to understand Faalavelave, especially as it relates to the custom and practice, it helps to know the meanings of the basic units or morphemes. And we start with the root or the root word, which fundamentally holds the basic meaning of a word. The root of Faalavelave is lave. Lave in Samoan means a hook noun or to hook verb. Anything that shapes like a hook and often pointed and sharp is called a lave. Now, here's an example from a familiar and common implement. If I can draw it, we'll be fine. If you're not familiar with that, that's the sketch, a rough outline of the knife that is used in the fire knife dance, the sivafi. The lave, or the hook, is this sharp point right here at the end of the blade. That's a lave. Now, a synonym for lave in this context, especially as it relates to the to this specific knife, is nifo, which is Samoan for tooth. Nifo. So you can call this a nifo also, which is the reason for this knife being commonly known as the nifo oti. By the way, some people call it nifo oti, others nifo oti. Oti with the glottal plosive sound means to cut or to sever, Oti without the glottal sound or glottal break means dead or death. So this is a tooth of death or severing tooth. Personally, I think either one is okay. They mean the same thing or same objective, considering this used to be a weapon in the distant past. Now, relatively speaking, a lave represents a deviation or departure from a standard or norm. Now, if I can use the knife again to illustrate that, say that the full length of the knife represents a specific time period, maybe a few weeks or a month in everyday life among the Samoans. That's a norm, right? From this point to this, just before the hook, represents peace, calm, um, smooth and undisturbed condition. And then comes the lave, which again represents a departure or deviation from that norm. How is this relevant to an actual faalavelave as a custom and practice? Well, the three main so-called faalavelaves in Samoa, or among the Samoans, are funerals, weddings, and safais, or title installations. These and others are considered laves, or hooks, or deviations, disruptions, or departures from the everyday norm of the carefree, peaceful, and easygoing lives of the people. Again, as we continue parsing the word, we come to understand better the interconnectedness between language and culture. The two are mutually inclusive. The next part of the word we're going to look at is lavelave. So we have not one, but two laves, double lave. And what happens when you have two or more laves or hooks tossed together, especially maybe in a bowl or a cup? They become tangled, twisted, and intertwined, or lavelave. When a girl's hair is tangled and twisted, we say it is lavelave. And such is the nature and impact of faalavelave on everyday life. They can create this atmosphere of bewilderment, chaos, confusion, disorder, or simply lavelave. Faalavelave are not always unpopular, though. Contrary to popular sentiments, they can be some of the best times of sociability, of family reunions, of teamwork, but also of much fun and laughter. And speaking of fun and laughter, here's a tip for a humorous exchange. The next time you go to a family faalavelave, maybe the third or fourth in a month, and someone asks you where you're going, say this. I'm going to a family faalavelave. Word of the day. As far as language is concerned, lavelave is an example of a concept in linguistics called double words. And it's very common and prevalent in the Samoan language. Consider the names of most of the colors. White is paepae, black is uliuli, yellow, samasama, red, mumu, brown is ena, and also some common words. Fia, oli, pala, mata, lava, pati, savalivali, mole. Here's a challenge just for fun for you. Read a page or a paragraph of Samoan text and see how many of these double words you can find. And by the way, in linguistics, there's a special word or term for this concept of double words. It's called reduplication. Reduplication. One of the roles and functions of reduplication in a language is to express intensity, as it is in Faalavelave or Faalavelave. Before I go on to the next topic. Just want to say something about the hook again. The fish hook in Samoan or in Samoa is called makau or matau. The lave is the very tip, the pointed sharp tip, but the whole hook is called a makau, or same as in Hawaiian, like the fish hook in Moana. And makau is going to be important in one of the topics that I will be featuring in a future video. Next, we'll talk about Alagaupu. Alagaupu. These are proverbial expressions or sayings or adages, maxims, aphorisms, and what have you. My own literal translation based on the meaningful units or morphemes of the word ala nga upu is way with words or way of words. Samoa is known for its traditional oratory, and these alagaupu are the building blocks for the speeches. Alagaupu are often drawn from nature, traditional games and recreation, from everyday life, from fishing, but also from the Bible. The two alagaupu in this segment are often used at the very beginning or in the introduction, usually of a speech of thanks or whawhetai. They speak to the fact that it is rude and disrespectful to just get up and leave a gathering without showing of appreciation for any generosity or hospitality shown or extended, at least in speech. So understanding the deeper meaning of the alagaupu makes you appreciate them more. And that deeper meaning is often found in their origin or origins. The first alagaupu momua, is tu'ua wha'apo very common. Tu'ua wha'apo evanga is like is enjoyment or fun, a good time. Oftentimes, you will hear a spokesperson or tulafale or whailaunga right off the bat. He's going to say, he gets up and says, "Oh, te manatu la le tu'ua wha'apo evanga le tātou mafutanga." I believe that we shall not leave in the manner similar to the time immediately after a night of enjoyment. Literally. Now, the problem with that usual rendering of the expression, the abbreviated version that is that it's too general, vague, and ambiguous, especially to a novice audience, since there are several types of evanga or enjoyment. The context and specific reference may be clear only to seasoned whailaungas or orators. Some say that such is the nature of proverbs, that they are meant for only those who understand them. I beg to differ. That may be true in the scriptures, but in the Samoan culture, everyone deserves to know the actual meaning and origin of these such expressions. So in order to understand tu'ua wha'apo evanga in its full context and real meaning, origin, we need to add its complement with LE, not LI, in order for it to be intelligible or capable of being understood. And that complement is atamaiti i le pōmasina. Atamaiti i le pōmasina. Moonlit night. Of the children on a moonlit night. So fun and enjoyment of the children on a moonlit night. That's literally what it means. And so that's the full expression. And why is that important? Because when the adults come together for, they have their own fun and enjoyment on a moonlit night, usually in a faleo'o, where they play cards and drink koko Samoa and chat. Some would gather at a certain spot on the Malai with their guitars and ukuleles, and they sing and enjoy the moonlight. When it comes the time for them to break up, disperse, they always have these usual respectful parting words. Yeah, whauia le kako e vanga. Kako ka whau, mal kako wha sau. I see, ku muli ngei ku langai. Ngofu foi ai olo, kai hau foi usu kai. Whakoanga. Yes, those words that show mutual respect among the adults. The children, on the other hand, after their fun and games, their nganga ie, their hide and seek in avea, their tung nonu, or tossing the nonu fruit, they just leave spontaneously, one by one. When they're tired, they just run home, or the parents are calling, "Hey, o mai moi, o level po ka ala." They're children after all. And so when the whailaunga gets up and uses that, he's in essence saying, we are not going to behave like children who just get up and leave. That's basically what this Alagaupu mean, and especially in its complete context and meaning. Ole Alagaupu lona lua e tali tusa lava winga ma le tua whapoevanga po masina. Ai mai se la i le whaongaina. Wai e aunga lava pe winga i se whainga po se whatinonga po se anga e le matua whaaloalo. O le Alagaupu nina o tau i se tasi o newspaper. I nai teo sanga mo vai. Ai utile i maua lava lona atoanga i lona mafuanga po o whee mafua mai e po lafu i lona winga. Ia ono uno whale o uma whetu nai ma tau whawhetau i le whaupunga po le Alagaupu. Ai mai se i tū manga masani, i whainga masani Samoa. Ai mai se i lou lava o lai fo i tonu o se nuu i tua. Ia ma o masani i mea umanei whea o masani i Samoa. Ai mai se i tonu o nuu. O la lava whauinganga, le la atu inatu. Ia, o upua la tunu e tala lasi Samoa, ia tonu fo e isa whauinganga se isi, ia ala u whauinganga neole. O le Alagaupu ne, e whaatu mua whale Alagaupu i le le peia o le, e peia o le Alagaupu le, i le tua whaapo e vanga, ia ala tanga i wha bracket, sa kula li le le. Ai, o le atoanga male, on umufue, le ma ona umufue. O te whiwhia le i le Alagaupu. Noa. Ai mafofofo i le mafua anga male po ngai o le Alagaupu. E mai fo inisio. To e whamanatu mai inisio whainga i tonu nu. A mai salava i patino i le umu. Se umu fo i le wafue. Mai tonu o le umu po le tunoa. Le whale fo i le whai le umu. O le mafuanga la nei i lau lava whauinganga. I Samoa, sa vali foi e o tafo sa inga la foi le. Ai me se tamatala vou o se tau lelea. Ala foi le mo le si tau lelea. Ala no whaonga ina i tau lelea, the male reference ona, this is their domain. Le tuno le umu. O lato fasino manga lea. Sa vali fola se tamatala vou o se tau lelea e o foi se umu o se isi tau lelea fo. Ia, ona hawhenole e fsosani le whapesa ngā luanga whitama, ma whaingitāre, O winga now tatu Samoa, very the helpful disposition that you will always go and help, see what you can do. Fuelo ala le la tulo so sunny. Fuino lo mulea. Yeah, el wola me tupuli. Il taimilea. E ono tupuan. Fai o lai whaatali mele ainga ile taimila valea. E fai lato me ai la tamaftanga fuelo mua watulo il fale lau pena. Ia oila le te afe sosani. Ia. E masani ate tauna e alu. O whainga masani la ia ma whainga tu alo ia ma whaaloalo. O lo walu i tono al fale, ma la wole ona la umu ia, no foi lalo ia. Lau me ai te mama tina ia po se matai foi ma le whanau. Ia umalofa i malau e ai ma oi i nā teimina. Ia ma whai e loa malau whawhitai na. O le ala po le whainga alo ia la na. Whai e malau whawhitai. O le isi la whainga. Mai se pea whai se mea ai la inga le mulimuli ane. Le la ave le mule tau tau. Whai la oele na e sau i te alu le malai te ta alo, volipolo, por kiki. Ia, a le e vi whalalau sinau whasi mea ai fo ile. Le umule na e sau sane, e vi whalau sau talo, po sau ruau, ia po se ulu, po se tau ipu. Ia, ona e no foi folole i lalo i le umu, te tonu a le umu. Ia, ma whai lo lau, lau tau mawhtanga, lau mea ai. Umaloa, wai ma ona, ia e whatafa atua e nā, ma e nimo mai sola ilo e nā. Sola, ne le whapewa e sola, wai le pewa e. Ia, o i nā la le mafua maile, nga upu lea. Again, i la ulava whauinga, wa i whanei leo mufu e ai e ma ona leo muia e sola ilo, ai le alu, tōna o whale whaisa whaftai. O le isi la, ponga i olo nofo i tono le umu. Ma, whai lau mea ailea. Ona a whai ola te wha waula walu, e umola e alu, o e te ta alu malai, ia. E te taulai nofo ima ai wai. E tu whanua, e inosia ma le ma whau lea. Le ai savali. E te le whaina e savali vale atua i le wala ma. Ai whano atua e alau. Lau talo ma lau au. E una ina salai ma le tō ainga. Salai ma siu te maa, po se mo le matai fo le tō ainga. Whainga lea. E o ngā tele la le ngā upu lea, ai mai se ni whatasinga hoi, ai mai se tele tātu whatasinga Samoa e whai, e tele ina whai ia, tau mawha, lau loa ia me ai ma whainga ainga. Ia, ona o lea la tau ilu upu ma o ona. O lea wha o ngale numera tele i langa, o lea te tū ne whaile, ne whaftai mo se vaenga, o lea whai masui. Ia, ai, e tala whea ngai tele. E umalona, whai, lau lon mea ai o ma ona ia, lau tala lea, tui wholo ilunga ia. Ia, te manatu la matu le ma ona o mufue. E au lawa ina, watu sa matu wha, talanga sa matu wha, tai a se sula lau tū. Lau tū whalalo, lau tū whaliuma, lau tū musui, lau tū ngā patia, lau tū maamalo me musia. E anga, e tala whea ngai ila ma rangata taule. Le ma ona o mufue, mo te le ma ona o mufue. E umolona mato ai le umu, e ufue, mako sawe vale koe ngā, mako, ai mau te leo tono whale. Whai alo iesa mato whaftai. Okay, our featured song. Before I go into the song, let me say this as a disclaimer. The song is not my song, it's somebody else's. And I believe it's out in the public domain. And I want to present it as part of the educational objective and goal of SAMOA Matters. Le manutangi or le manutangi, it's a Samoan oldie or favorite. It's still popular though. Today there are a few remakes out there. Manutangi is a bird, literally a cooing bird, cooing as in a soft murmuring sound, which is a sound that this bird makes. And Mantangi is from the same family as doves and pigeons. Let me give you the story again from a secondary source, and then I'll do my own translation and my own commentary on it, and then try to play and sing it. First of all, the persona, or the speaker, if you will, in the song is a grandmother singing to or about her grandchild who apparently had leprosy and was therefore taken or transferred to Makongai, which is an island in the Fijian archipelago, Fijian Islands. And on Makongai was a lepers colony or lepers mission, and where this grandchild was transferred, and the colony or the mission was run by the Catholic Church. Now, let me digress a bit and say that one such colony was in Faalavelave, another village towards the east of Apia, of town. From Faalavelave, later the patients were transferred to Nu'uteli. Where is Nu'uteli, you ask? Well, luckily I have this on my cover picture here. Nu'uteli, let me point to this island here. This is Vini. And if you've gone to Lalomanu Beach, you'll never miss that. It's just off the coast of my village, Lalomanu. Again, this island shaped like a capsized canoe, overturned canoe, is Vini. Behind Vini is Nu'uteli and Nu'ulua. And there was a lepers colony on Nu'uteli, or in Nu'uteli, again behind Vini. And today there are still ruins of the colony there. So if you just happen to visit Lipata and have a chance to go to Nu'uteli, it'll be nice to visit the ruins of a lepers colony that was on there. Let me go ahead and translate and then comment on the song. Le manutangie watangi ta'milo. This cooing bird is crying and flying around, apparently over their home. Excuse me. And pe oseta mai oselongo fa'ilo, and sounding like a death knell. My mau pe ana yesa televise, wishing that there was a television, a television set there. Po pene o ilo atu lo tino, or maybe now I would be able to see yourself, your self. The chorus, amuia le lupe, fortunate is the pigeon, or blessed is the pigeon or the dove. If fayona apa'au, it has wings. Pe ana oau, if it was me, elele atu matoesau, I would fly there and back. Se uasia, so I can visit. Le atu fiti, the Fijian Islands, mamakongai and makongai. Awe tasie, o tasi, tafialu ne yai, I long to go there. Second verse, matuai, parents, se iala mai, wake up. It's a ili letama, to look for the boy. Po moe, is he sleeping? Po tafau le taulanga, or out there having a good time, or in town. And taulanga, or town, here is Apia. Sueane sa iliatu, look and search. Ivaitele, in Vaitele. Vaitele, like Aele, another village down here in this last line. They're both villages on the outskirts of Apia, of town. Mai, it is rumored, Watea ese Maele, he's gone beyond Aele. Now, let me comment on some of the references or maybe symbolism used here. The manutangi flying around and cooing over the grandmother's home represents a traditional belief among the Samoans that whenever an animal like a cat would meow or dog howling incessantly or nonstop around the house, outside, especially at night, the vea is also one of the birds that does that. Such signs or such cries are taken as omens or portents or warnings that mean something tragic or horrible will happen or has happened, especially to a family member or a relative, maybe in another village or another island or outside Samoa. Now, the mention of television is important in assigning an approximate date or time reference as to when the song was written or composed. It would not have been before 1927, which is when the television was invented. Now, a bit of history trivia for those who don't know. The television was invented by Philo T. Farnsworth from right here in Utah. He's from Utah. And he was a student at BYU, or Brigham Young University. Now, who is Tassie? Some people say Tassie is the name of the child. The grandchild. I beg to differ, mainly because of the wording of the line. Sometimes the lyrics can change over time, but if these were the original lyrics, then I would say that Tassie could be one of the parents, the name of one of the parents. The one word that we can put in here that would make Tassie the grandchild is atu. If the grandmother said, "Awe tasia tafial watu ne'iai," it means I want to come there. Come there. The way it's written, I want to go there. Fial watu ne'iai, you're just telling somebody, like the parents, that she wants to go there. And so just a minor nuance. Fial watu means I want to come there. It means she's speaking to the grandchild. Yeah, see, tam fai tatu pese. Sila fia fo ir pese, yeah. Ususu mai, pese mai. Matua nei pese alo fatua nei tamama tina matua. Fo mai foi, po mai mo mai. Mafuta mai nei pokolama. Yeah, ngā foi pese pi te tau whangu mai foi ia. Ia manatuanga. Bring back memories of Samoa. Me se pau ni sho tolo o maui ia tunu fafo. Pardon my my raspy voice, but let me try. Le manutangi e uatangi ta'amilo pe o se ta mai o se longo whaila ma i mau pe ana iai se televisen po opene wo iloa tu lo tina amu ia le lupe e fai ona apa au pe ana o au e lele atu ma toe sau Se o sia le atu fiti mama konai. Awe te sie te fia lune ia. Matua e se ala mai sa ili le tama. Po moe, po te whau i le taulanga. Su e ane sa ili atu i vai tele. A e whai mai o te a ese maele. Amuia le lupe e whai ona apa au. Pea na o au e lele atu matoe sau. Se o asia le atu fiti mama konai. Hawe te si te fia lune ia. Hawe te si te fia lune ia. Ja, tatu pese na. Mai moe family for ngalo ya. Ai fu sasi ole. Tam pese ya. Fama ngalo. La fu ule ai na. I think there are another verse or two more verses, but these are the ones that I'm familiar with. I to aki mai foi no TV. Lau televise, po lau iPad, yeah, po lau telephone whea po lau whatever gadget you have. Yeah, lesi ste sa so luma mo se si voi vai on nei sa fa po nei po kalama. Yeah, for now, from Lulu to More and SAMOA Matters, so long. Yeah, so for you.